I was out of a job for a couple months and really desperate. And then I was, luckily enough, SNL had an assistant job open up, a photo researching job. And I took that, and I kept writing Weekend Update. I was still writing Weekend Update jokes this whole time, maybe like once in a while getting one on and getting $100 from it, here or there. And I think that they liked me, and they knew. And the thing is, I was doing photo researching, and they knew I was trying to get into Weekend Update as a writer, but they were like, listen, you're not ready to be a writer here. But it's helpful that you know jokes, because if you're finding a photo for a joke like about Obama, you want a photo that tips the right way. You don't want one if it's a story where it's good news, you want one where he looks happy. Like it sounds obvious, but it's so easy to research the wrong photo for a Weekend Update thing. Because it's a visual language. You're trying to hint or tip the joke a certain way. Right. So they hired me. I did that for about 2 years, 2 seasons, and it was awesome. It was an awesome job. It was really fun. I got to be like in the middle of it. I was going to after parties and like, I wasn't a writer, but I was getting a lot of shit on the show, and I was really excited, and like I was well liked. And after 2 years, I was sort of like, hey, I'm getting a lot on the show now, Weekend Update-wise. Could I possibly write for the show? And they were like, not really. We don't have any space open, which was fair. Fair. I mean, there's other people getting stuff on the show, and there's other better writers who aren't freelancing but could probably also apply and be a better joke writer. But at the same time, I was like, all right, I'll put in 2 years, and I also didn't want to fall into the trap of like just being like the good freelancer who's an assistant forever. I don't want to be like, yeah, I write for SNL. Like, I wasn't doing it just for the title. I wanted to like, So a friend of mine was working at Nintendo at the time and said they were looking for a localization writer. I was like, yeah, all right. So I applied for that. And I got that job, and I moved out to Seattle.
I was going to say, that's in Seattle.
So I moved out. I moved my whole life to Seattle, and it was just this crazy, like, sort of like, because I've always loved Nintendo, and I still love Nintendo. And I was like, yeah, okay, you know what? I'm mad at life right now. I could do a change.